Hello, my name is WAIKINS. I'm a professional network trainer. I'm also a certified CCIE level expert with more than 25 years of working experience in IT industry. Today, we talk about the new CCNP Enterprise exam. The CCNP exam is the most widely recognized and respected certifications for networking in IT industry. The latest CCNP exam this year has been changed by adding a new type of performance-based lab exam item. It is different from the previous exams with only dumb Q&A. It is very difficult for the students to pass this new CCNP exam. I'm going to demonstrate the solutions of one real lab exam item in the core technologies of latest CCNP exam. Let's take a look at the screenshot on the right-hand side. The diagram and information of this screenshot are collected recently from the real CCNP exam this year. This is the details of the original requirements from the exam. You can take a look first. Try to understand it by yourself if you can figure out the solutions. Let's check on the scenario of this lab exam item. There are 3 routers connecting to each other by BGP routing protocol with different AS numbers configured as shown in the diagram. The requirement is to fix the reachability issue between remote site 1 and remote site 2. That is R1 and R3. We can only make changes on R2 router. In other words, for the current network topology, loopback interface of R1 here cannot ping to loopback interface of R3 here. They cannot ping to each other. Ping cannot. We need to fix this issue. Let's take a look at the command prompts of the routers. This is the router 1. This is the router 2. This is the router 3. We can see that the BGP connections between each site are working fine. All seems good. However, we cannot see the route entry of R3 loopback interface on R1. That is, we cannot see 3.3.3 route on R1. For the same situation, we cannot see the route entry of R1 loopback interface on R3. That is, we cannot see 1.1.1 route on R3. No routing for the loopback 1.1.1 and 3.3.3. Then we cannot ping to each others. The basic configuration of BGP is correct, and it is also working properly. Why the routing of loopback interface of R1 and R3 is missing? Let's discuss the reason why it is happening like this. Let's check on the diagram here, for example. This is the network topology configured with eBGP protocol for connecting each site, as the AS number of label BGP is different. This is an eBGP connection. We need to pay attention to the AS number of each site. Site A is AS number 200. Site ISP is AS number 100. Site B is AS number 200 again. First, CEA router advertise the loopback 0 route to PE1. The default behavior is that the AS number will be attached to the route and it travels through the network. This is the AS number attached to the route. That means PE1 will receive the loopback 0 route with AS number 200. It travels to PE2. PE2 will attach the AS number 100 to the loopback 0 route together with the original AS number 200. The loopback 0 route is now attached with both AS numbers. It further travels to CEB router. CEB receives the loopback 0 route and check the AS numbers attached. It finds the attached AS number 200 is the same number of its own site. It is the same. By the default behavior of BGP protocol, this loopback 0 route will be dropped in order to prevent loop. There are two solutions to fix this issue. Configure the BGP with AS override command. Or allow AS in command. The difference is AS override command is configured as ISP router. The AS allow in command is configured as customer side CE router. The scenario is the same as this lab exam item. R1 advertise loopback 1.1.1 to R2. The loopback route is attached with AS number 123. R2 will further attach AS number 456 to this loopback route. The loopback route is now attached with 123 and 456. R3 receives the loopback route and it finds the attached AS number 123 is the same as its own site. It is the same. By the default behavior, R3 then drop this loopback route in order to prevent loop. It is the same situation for loopback route 3.3.3 in the opposite direction. That is why we cannot see the loopback route on R1 and R3. They cannot ping to each other due to limitation of this lab exam item, no configuration changes are permitted on R1 and R3. Then we can use the solution AS-Override command on R2 to fix this issue. We can input the AS-Override command under the BGP configuration of R2. The attached AS number 123 of the loopback route will be override before traveling to the next site. The R1 and R3 will not see any own AS number again. Then the loopback route will be traveled as usual without any dropping. Then the reachability issue can be fixed finally. Let's verify it by showing the commands on the routers. This is R2. We can configure under the router BGP 456. We need to know the peer IP address to R1 and R3. This is the peer IP address to R1, and we can add the AS override command here. We can do the same for another direction. This is the peer IP address to R3. We can add the AS override command. Yes, we have already configured by adding the AS override command. Let's check the routing table of R1 and R3. It takes time for BGP to advertise the routing, so be patient. Can you see that? There is a new route entry here, 3.3.3, on the R1 routing table. It seems good, right? We can check the R3 router again. Yes, we can also see the route entry here, 1.1.1 on R3. So we can try to ping it now. Ping it, the 1.1.1, using the source loopback interface. 0. Yes, we can ping it successfully. Then we can do the same for R1. Ping to the loopback interface of R3, 3.3.3, using the source loopback interface, 0. We can ping it too. So finally, we can fix the issue. Let's summarize the command students need to input it in the exam for this lab exam item. We need to do the configuration on R2 under the router BGP 456 and input the command for both peer to R1 and another peer for R3. This is the command we need for this configuration. The configuration fulfills the requirements and this issue. Then we have completed this lab exam item. Let's make a conclusion here. For this new lab exam item of CCNP exam this year, it is not difficult to configure and remember the commands. However, it is very difficult for a student to handle the lab exam items by their own ability. You can try to study the lab exam item for the first time. Before anyone teach you, you may not understand what is going on and what they are talking about. The most difficult points are: first, it is hard to understand the scenario and requirements, what topic and skills they are talking about. Second, it is difficult to figure out the solutions. Even for an ordinary level trainer, not all of them are able to handle it. Don't worry, I am WAIKINS, the professional expert of level training, who can figure out the solutions for you and help you to pass the exam easily and quickly. We make the difficult and complicated theory and skills into simple idea for you to learn it. You can easily locate our website by typing www.waikins.com like this, or by searching the keyword WAIKINS in Google. You can find all the details of our Leverking course on our website. Feel free to contact us for any inquiries. Finally, just join us, learn the network skills, and save your time to pass the exam in one take. We make the learning fun and interesting. You will enjoy your studying if you join our course. Hope you enjoy this lesson. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time. Bye bye.